Welcome to this edition of the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the Lunch Break, powered by JM&E. I am, of course, KG Kris Gardner, owner of the Houston Roundball Review. You're watching the show on YouTube via the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, and of course on Roku, courtesy of BS3 TV. If you have Roku, download BS3 TV, get the app. If you don't have it, just go to BS3Network.com or BS3TVLive.com. This show is live today. It may be live one more Thursday, maybe Queen Polk, but I am happy, thankful, grateful to share good news that I did indeed get the job that I had interviewed for and mentioned last Thursday. So it's just a matter of time for me to start on that job and have a steady paycheck rather than be told no by folks who thought I could trust and who would underwrite all my shows and bailed on me. But this is a good day. We're going to talk Coogs. We're going to try to squeeze in a lot of stuff in this 55 minutes plus here on the Houston Roundball Review Takeover. And I want to do this. It happened Sunday. So it was after Folks Talking Sports with Kenitra Pulliam, a Longhorn alum. But I'm going to share this. Rex 32, it is indeed game day for the football team. And by the way, if you haven't already, go to my Instagram, Houston Roundball Review, Threads, Houston Roundball Review, YouTube, Houston Roundball Review, and watch the clips, the comments from Jim Nantz and Eddie Nunez. Spoke with both of them yesterday, Wednesday evening at the ribbon cutting ceremony for the Houston Cougars Football Ops Center. Jim Nantz had a great, let me see if I can bring it up. I want to get this quote right. If you haven't seen it, by all means, go watch the video, the comments. But a gold quote from Jim Nantz. We've always been the little engine that could. And now we are a big engine now, and we're the big engine that can, end quote. That's a money quote from Jim Nantz. Houston, proud alum through and through and through. Thank you for Queen Polk for the congrats. But yes, we are the big engine that can. We are the University of Houston. We are Houston Cougars. We are proud. It is always a great day to be a Coug. You're a Coug alum. Be proud of who we are. I am proud alum of the University of Houston. And I love sharing news like this when it happened it happens at the hands of the Texas Longhorns. I am proud to brag on Houston Cougars Soccer for getting that dub on Sunday, 4-1 over the Longhorns. It's a great day. It's always a great day to be a Coug, and it's even better when you can beat the Texas Longhorns in anything. Soccer, football, paddle tennis, paddle ball, pickleball, whatever it's called, golf, whatever. It's a great day when the Cougs beat the Longhorns. So let's get into this, a little bit more info about it. Salute to the soccer team. This is going to be a great hour, folks. I'm just telling you right now, it's going to be a great hour. After conceding a goal in the first half, the University of Houston soccer team scored 4 unanswered goals in the second half for a 4-1 victory over Receiving Votes Texas on Sunday evening at the Carl Lewis International Complex. The victory marked the first home and second ever win for Houston, who's now 2-0-1 this season over Texas, 1-2-1, and the first in regulation. The 4 goals conceded are the most goals the Longhorns have allowed against the Cougs. Houston surged in the second half when senior Morgan Donahue cashed in on the cross from sophomore Amanda Adams in the 47th minute to tie the match, and then the Cougs poured it on. After a handball inside the penalty box was confirmed after review, senior Cameron Maddox converted the penalty kick in the 49th minute to put the Cougs ahead 2-1. In the 54th minute, sophomore Blake Hodgson scored her first career goal as Maddox and freshman Amaris Boomba teamed up for the assist. Freshman Samira Minor tallied her first career assist as she set up junior Kirsten Kaiser to score the fourth goal of the evening in the 70th minute. Up next, the Cougs under first-year head coach Ben Williams continue their homestand as they welcome Louisiana Monroe at 2 p.m. Sunday at the Carl Lewis International Complex. 4-1 Cougs over Longhorns in soccer. Great way to start the week. Cougs football is going to get that dub tonight over Stephen F. Austin, and we're going to talk about it after the game, after the win, on Let's Rage Cougs. So tune in on this YouTube channel or the Pod Slamma Jamma YouTube channel or on Pod Slamma Jamma on Twitter. And speaking of, I'm going to share this. Queen Polk and those who are members of the Houston Roundball Review YouTube membership section knows this already because I shared it with them yesterday, Wednesday. That's a perk of being in the all-world tier. You get some inside info before everyone else. And the perk and news I'm referring to is this little tidbit of info regarding tonight's game. Houston Athletics has told me, or reps in Houston Athletics have told me that tonight they're expecting the largest crowd of current U8 students for tonight's game. Even more, larger crowd, more students than the game against the Longhorns in 2023. So more UA students are expected tonight. Most ever. Recent history, but still. That's a plus. The actual ticket sales for Thursday, 7 o'clock start Thursday in H-Town against Stephen F. Austin, not an opponent, not a major opponent. It's about 24,000. Walk up should be about 2,000. So you're looking at about 26,000 for the home opener against Stephen F. Austin. That's pretty good. Indeed. Students showing up this year. I've heard great things for the home game against Texas Tech. And of course, the game against Colorado. Students are showing up, showing out. Season ticket sales are ramping up. The number of people donating, contributing to the Jim Nance Society, that's brand new. Set records. That's one thing Jim mentioned last night to us. Got to say, you got to watch that clip. He said a lot. And you all know it. If you are a supporter of the Houston Cougs, you know how much Jim Nance loves the University of Houston. And he tells anyone and everyone how proud he is to be a University of Houston alum. He bleeds Cougar red through and through and through. I aim to be like Jim Nance. I want everybody to know how proud I am to be a graduate of the University of Houston. Some UH hoops news, and this is just minor stuff right here, this first little bit. You have a question about it, we can talk about it. But this is the roster that the men's team, it's official roster now. Nothing surprising here. Cordell Jefferson, Isaiah Harwell, Ramon Walker Jr., Kingston Flemings, Chris Sinak Jr., Bryce Jackson, Milos Uzan, Big Sid, Cedric Lott, JoJo Tugler, Jacob McFarland. Surprised he's listed as a center because Jacob's more of a four-man. Khalifa Sacco. Khalifa's more of a center than a four-man. Emmanuel Sharp, Chase McCarty, Mercy Miller. Yes, Chase McCarty is wearing a boot on his left foot. sprained his ankle. It's not believed to be serious. I got word some folks were panicking, freaking out, and oh my gosh, what is it? What's so bad? It's folks. This is August. Okay, he's wearing a boot as a precaution, as safety, to keep the foot and ankle protected. Okay, so just relax. It's August. The exhibition game is in October. The season starts in November. So pump your brakes. All right. The injury is not believed to be serious. So just everybody calm down and relax and focus on football. And the football team getting win number 1 tonight over Stephen F. Austin. Generational hater. Salute to you. Thank you very much. And indeed, this team, the Cougs team, this team has projected 3 first-round picks. And that does not mean they're guaranteed to win the chip. One and done in the tournament, in the big dance, one and done. I think the Cougs have a great chance to win the chip. Be even greater chance if it was a series 4-7, but it's not. It's one and done. But this team has more individual talent, probably better shooting, pick and roll players, all those different things, individual players, individual talent. We'll see how they do as a team. Looking forward to the challenge and the journey with this team. This is some big news, though, this next one, because it was finally announced on the women's side, which means hopefully the men's side is around the corner. Hopefully. Houston Cougars women's basketball team announced non-conference schedule for this season. First 3 games at home. November 4th, open the season against UT Arlington. November 8th against UTSA. November 11th, Tuesday against Rice. Then on the road on the 17th at Stephen F. Austin. On the 20th at UT Rio Grande Valley. Then return home on the 23rd against High Point. And then they're going to, I want to say this is the Bahamas. I think this is the same. The Baha Mar hoops for women's teams will be the same location for the men's teams. I hope it is. But right now, Cougs will play on the 28th and the 30th. And the opponents are not yet announced. But they will participate in the Baha Mar hoops event, women's hoops event. Then in December, first game in December will be home against Southern. Then they'll close out December non-conference on the 13th at New Mexico in the Pit. Still got bad memories of the Pit from a long, long time ago. I hate saying the Pit. And then December 16th. Actually, that should be versus Montana. My mistake there. That's versus Montana because that'll be Kids Day. The elementary day game for the Cougs. Screaming kids, loud. Bring your eardrum, your ear, whatever, to protect your ears because kids will scream from before the game starts until the game ends. Just screaming and hollering, enjoying themselves, having a great time. So that December 16th game, that's home game against Montana. My mistake is not at Montana, it's home against Montana. But some more news, local flavor. Rice Athletics. They're going to partner with Nike and Game 1. Rice Vice President and Director of Athletics, Tommy McClellan, announced on Monday, earlier this week, that the Owls will partner with Nike as the official outfitter of Rice Athletics in advance of next academic year, the 2026-27 academic year. This will be their last year under, I think it's Adidas, the 3 stripes. Game 1 is an industry leader as an equipment supplier to over 130 colleges and universities across the nation. Will also become the official supplier of the Owls uniform, apparel, and footwear needs. So good for Rice. So that's some good news. Now we're going to get into some Big 12. A lot of Big 12 for the next few minutes. This info is courtesy of John Wilner, San Jose Mercury News, the Wilner Hotline. John really has been the Pac-12 beat writer for years. He still keeps up with the Pac-12 teams who are now in the Big 10 and the Big 12, and now the relaunching of the Pac-12. He's back doing Pac-12 stuff too. But John put together some info regarding the Big 12 football times for this season. All time Central, the kickoff times and TV assignments for the first 3 weeks of the season, and all special day games, Friday nights, were released months ago. Details for the remaining games will be revealed each Monday beginning September 8th. The start times are usually announced 12 days before kickoff, but the Big 12's network partners have a handful of 6-day selection options, which are often held for late in the season. Big 12 games will air on linear TV via ESPN, ESPN2, ABC, Fox, FS1, and TNT, plus the streaming platforms for each network, ESPN Plus, Fox One, which is new, and HBO Max. In some cases, the TNT games will be simulcast on True TV. So for me in True TV, that means that I may watch something on True TV that's not during the March Madness. Because other than March Madness, I have had no reason to watch True TV. There will be 27 games on ESPN, ESPN2, or ABC. ESPNU is no longer part of the contract. This is the first year of the, 6-year deal that Big 12 has with ESPN and Fox. Look for the Big 12 games on ABC to air in the 11 a.m. window or in prime time, 6:30 p.m. on the West Coast. There will be 35 games on Fox and FS1, with a minimum of 7 required on Fox. Most games on Fox's over-the-air network will occupy one of 3 windows: 11 a.m. Central, i.e. Big Noon, 2:30 p.m., or 6:30 p.m. Additionally, there could be a handful of Big 12 games on Fox at 9:15 p.m. TNT will air 13 games over the 14-week season as part of its sub-licensing agreement with ESPN. The only Saturday without a Big 12 game on TNT is September 20th. Games on TNT will typically start early at 11 a.m. Central in order to avoid going head-to-head with the marquee SEC game of the week later in the day. Keep this in mind. Note, the TNT inventory was originally scheduled for ESPN Plus before the sub-licensing agreement was struck last September, October. In the first 3 weeks of this season, the Big 12 will have 4 games on broadcast TV, each on Fox. South Dakota at Iowa State, Iowa at Iowa State, Delaware at Colorado, and Oregon State at Texas Tech. Those same Saturdays will feature 3 games on ESPN, 3 on TNT, and 12 on ESPN Plus. 8 games will be televised on Friday nights, including Arizona and Kansas State on September 12th, which does not count in the conference standings, part of scheduling from a few years ago. 4 Friday night games will air on ESPN, with 3 on Fox and 1 each on FS1 and ESPN Plus. Additionally, there are 2 games on Black Friday: Utah at Kansas, 11 a.m. Central on ABC/ESPN, and Arizona State, which kickoff time has not been set yet. Again, the in-season selection process will begin September 8th for the games scheduled on September 20th. Week 1, Big 12 football, Week 1, kicks off tonight, August 28th. First up, Jacksonville State at UCF on ESPN Plus, 6 p.m. Central, followed by UT Martin at Oklahoma State on ESPN Plus, 6:30 p.m. And of course, the one we know about, Stephen F. Austin at Houston, ESPN Plus. In case you did not know, forgot, did not realize, whatever, tonight's game will be on ESPN Plus, 7 o'clock kickoff. Well, as Coach Fritz mentioned in his presser on Monday, 7:03 kickoff. And then last, Nebraska versus Cincinnati on ESPN at 8 o'clock. Then tomorrow, Friday, August 29th, Wagner at Kansas on ESPN Plus, 6:30 p.m. kickoff. Big one for the conference overall. This one right here, Auburn at Baylor. SEC, Auburn, Big 12, Baylor on Fox, 7 p.m. Georgia Tech, Colorado. Big one. ACC against Big 12 on ESPN, 7 p.m. And then Saturday, Robert Morris at West Virginia on ESPN Plus, 1 o'clock. South Dakota at Iowa State, Fox, 2:30. North Dakota at K-State, ESPN Plus, 6 o'clock. Arkansas, Pine Bluff, bless your heart, Pine Bluff, at Texas Tech, ESPN Plus, 6:30 p.m. Portland State at BYU, ESPN Plus, 7 p.m. Northern Arizona at Arizona State, ESPN Plus, 9 p.m. Hawaii at Arizona on TNT and HBO Max, 9:30 p.m. Utah at UCLA. I'm still not used to Utah being in the Big 12. That's on Fox, 10 o'clock. Yeah. Then closing out week 1 for Big 12, TCU, September 1st, at the Belichicks at North Carolina. Yeah, the Belichicks. That game on ESPN, 7 o'clock. So there you have it. Your thoughts on those matchups. Like I said, there's some key games for the conference to win. Out of conference against Power 4 schools will do wonders for the conference rep this year if they can win all of them. Be nice. American football, week 1. Tonight, Boise State at South Florida. Big one for the American. ESPN, 4:30 Central. East Carolina at NC State, ACC Network. I did not realize this until I saw the retweet from Ryan Monso, Go Coogs, that former Coog Parker Jenkins is at East Carolina. So good luck to Parker Jenkins against NC State on the ACC Network, 6 o'clock. And then last for tonight, Alabama State at UAB on ESPN Plus, 7:30. Friday, Tarleton State at Army on CBS Sports Network, 5 o'clock Central. App State at Charlotte. That's going to be a tough one. At 6 p.m. Central. Saturday, big slate on Saturday. Florida Atlantic at Maryland, the Big Ten Network, 11 o'clock. Northwestern at Tulane on ESPNU, 11 o'clock. VMI, Virginia Military Institute at Navy, CBS Sports Network, also at 11 a.m. Temple at UMass on ESPN Plus, 2:30. Chattanooga at Memphis, ESPN Plus, 3:30, and yes, it's 3:30 Central. Then UTSA at the Aggies on ESPN, 6 o'clock Central. Go Roadrunners. Beep, beep. Rice at Louisiana, ESPN Plus, 7 o'clock. Lamar at North Texas, ESPN Plus, 7 o'clock. And then closing it out, Abilene Christian at Tulsa on ESPN Plus, also 7 o'clock. Next up, SWAC Football. Yes, SWAC Football, because got a big one in town on Saturday. But first up, tonight, Alcorn State at Northwestern State, ESPN Plus, 7 p.m. Central. Alabama State at UA Birmingham, ESPN Plus, 7:30. Friday, August 29th, little Battle of Florida, Bethune-Cookman at FIU, Florida International on ESPN Plus, 6 o'clock. Saturday, August 30th. I like these networks. First up, Hampton at Jackson State. Jackson State is ranked number 1 in HBCU football this year, preseason, for what that's worth. 2 o'clock Central on HBCU Go. Howard at Florida A&M on ESPNU, 3 o'clock Central. Alabama A&M, bless their hearts, at Arkansas on the SEC Network, 3:15 p.m. Central. Southern, trying to bounce back from getting mashed by NC Central. I think they will. I think they're going to bounce back big. At Mississippi Valley State on SWAC TV. The first live broadcast on the brand new SWAC TV. Available on the streaming platforms like Roku. Kickoff 4 o'clock p.m. Central. Arkansas Pine Bluff at Texas Tech on ESPN Plus. Get that check, Pine Bluff. Get that check. And then the Labor Day Classic. SWAC TV, Labor Day Classic. Prairie View A&M and TSU, Texas Southern, 7 o'clock Central. And I kind of heard some rumblings. There was some verbal shots fired at the coach's press conference early in the week. Some strong verbal shots. Ugh. It's personal. First year head coach at PV, Chris Dishman at Texas Southern. Looking forward to it. I think PV's going to win, but let's see. And then wrap it up, Langston versus the G-Men, Grambling State Tigers, the third and final game on SWAC TV, also 7 o'clock Central. So there you are, football matchups for this football schedule for American Conference teams, Big 12 teams, SWAC teams. Mix it up. It's football season right now. Basketball season is around the corner. That's what football season means to me. Hoops is around the corner. That's what it means to me. Football season, whatever. I mean, NFL starts in a few days. Texans start on the 7th. Rockets Media Day is on the 29th. That's what I know about. That's my mentality right there. Football start just means hoops is approaching. And more to discuss here. I want to get your thoughts on this. Well, it's the bottom of the hour. Thank you. I will pass along the word to my colleagues and the commissioner, Dr. Charles McClellan, Queen Wanda Polk. Thank you for this. Just downloaded SWAC TV on her Roku. And all of us are anxious / looking forward to how the broadcast this Saturday look. This is, I think, day 1 of live broadcasting for SWAC TV. So we're anxious to see how it looks for all the games. Thus far, SWAC TV has re-aired media days and games from last year. But this Saturday will be the first opportunity, I believe, for live football, live action on SWAC TV. So we're looking forward to that. You're watching the Houston Roundball Review Takeover of the Lunch Break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, and also on Roku via the BS3 Network. Bottom of the hour, you know what that means. If you're a regular viewer of this show, it's time to give you an idea of what BS3 TV is all about. And the Takeover will be back in 90 seconds.
BS3 Network. changing the way you watch TV.
Welcome back to the Houston Roundball review takeover of the lunch break, streaming live for probably maybe one more week on the Houston Roundball review YouTube channel, and of course on Roku via the BS3 Network. I mentioned this show, today's show, streaming live for one of the last few times because in the future will probably air recorded as I begin my new job in a few days. Looking forward to it. Get to work with high school kids about a lot of different things. So looking forward to that opportunity. And I'll mention more of that going forward in different clips, different shows and things like that. But looking forward to working in the Aldine ISD school district. First part of the show, talk football, some Cougs. Cougars Soccer's great win over Texas 4-1 on Sunday. It's always great to say that, Cougs over Texas and anything. But now, next few minutes, gonna wrap it up because got a full day today. Got Cougs football this evening. Get ready for that. Get ready for the Let's Rage Cougs post-game show. So full day. So won't take up too much of your time, nor my time here in today's takeover. But have to mention this. I'm glad to mention this. Always. Scan that code, order you, because it's football season now. Order your once a Coog, always a Coog shirt. See my two lovely models, front and back of the shirt. Miss Wanda Polk and Dr. Maisha wearing their once a Coog, always a Coog shirts. Red, light blue, and black are the colors available for the once a Coog, always a Coog shirt. So scan that QR code and order your once a Coog, always a Coog shirt. I kind of teased this briefly before the break, but let's get into this. I'm curious your thoughts on this and this. First up, this. The CW and Pac-12 extend partnership through the 2030-31 season. Tuesday night, that's really when it was official, but the press releases were announced Wednesday morning, like at 6 o'clock in the morning. But the CW Network and the Pac-12 Conference jointly announced an extension of their partnership, which began with the 2024 football season. The extended partnership will further the league's transformation, beginning with the new Pac-12's launch for the 2026-27 season and continuing through the 2030-31 season. As part of the long-term, 5 years, not really long, 5-6 years, not long-term. Anyway, long-term relationship, football for the new Pac-12 will see a consistent regular season presence on the CW, as well as regular season action for men's and women's basketball. In addition, the partnership will feature semifinal and championship matches for the new Pac-12 women's basketball tournament nationally on the CW. With the announcement, the CW joins CBS Sports as partners of the new Pac-12 and its 9 future members, with Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, Gonzaga, Oregon State, San Diego State, Texas State, Utah State, and Washington State. Octagon, the Pac-12's exclusive media rights advisor, served as advisor for both the 2025 partnership extension with the CW and subsequent long-term extension. Similar to the 24 and 25 partnerships, Pac-12 Enterprises, the broadcast production arm of the conference, will produce all football, men's basketball, and women's basketball games as part of the extended partnership, totaling 66 events annually. New Pac-12 and the CW partnership highlights: annual women's basketball tournament semifinal and championship games on the CW, 13 regular season football games on the CW, 35 regular season men's basketball games on the CW, 15 regular season women's basketball games on the CW. Say all of that. The thing that I noticed is the last sentence of these slides. Financial details of the Pac-12's media agreements with CBS and the CW have not been released. Does that indicate anything to you? What it indicates to me is there's not a lot of money going from the networks to the member schools in the new Pac-12. Because if it were a lot of money, the conference would say so. The Big 12 held the American, was it 7 years ago, when they announced a 12-year deal with ESPN and the family of networks. What was it? 12 years, $1 billion, something like that. It was in the release. I mean, the conference said, hey, look what we're getting from ESPN. No mention of money in the Pac-12's announced with the CW and CBS. Just saying. I kind of noticed that. Kind of thought that was a thing to make you go, Joe Mendez, how are you doing, Joe? Indeed. It is football time. Go Cougs tonight. Cougs will improve to 1-0 tonight with a win over Stephen F. Austin. I haven't checked the line since Monday, I think, earlier this week, and I saw it was Cougs minus 22.5. I think that's a safe cover, I think. Either way, we will discuss it on Let's Rage Cougs after the game. My colleague, Andy Yanez, he's hoping to attend the game at TDECU to get some post-game comments and have that ready for us on tonight's Let's Rage Cougs show. And tonight's LRC show will be on this new streaming platform that Andy's now learning to operate like I've learned to operate. So looking forward to his layout and how he's going to do things for Let's Rage Cougs. But it will be Andy, me, Dayon, and Bryce Bell. So looking forward to that. And I think Bryce is going to be at the game too. So we'll probably wait for Bryce to make it to his house and then Andy to get post-game comments before joining you guys to talk about tonight's win. Cougs over SFA. That should not be much, look too much deep thought into the game. You watch it with us on ESPN Plus, and we'll talk about it and look forward to the next game, next Saturday against Rice, and we go to 2-0. But agreed, Joe. I think it's pretty apparent that the networks are getting Pac-12 on the cheap. But my question is, let me see this from CA37. Let me get back to Joe here. The question from CA: what do you need to see from the team this year to declare they're back? Running the ball up front on offensive line. Offensive line last year was not good. It was poor. run the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage on offense, controlling the clock, ground and pound. Coach Fritz likes to have balanced offense, yes, but he likes to run the ball. So that's up front, winning the battle up front. That's what I'm curious to see. QB play should be good. Receiving core should be good, but up front on the offensive line. Secondary got to replace guys, see how they're going to do as well, but up front, defensive line should be a strength. Like 10, they're versatile and deep up there, but offensive line, that's where the staff really hit the portal hard to improve the offensive line. So that's what we're going to look for starting tonight. Don't want to see them get pushed around by SFA's defensive line, because if that happens, that might be a red flag. Okay. That should not happen tonight. But either way, we're going to talk about it. First one tonight, let's rate Cougs. I think the Cougs are going to go to a bowl game. So that's at least 6 wins. I'm with Joe. More wins. Y'all know me. 6-6. That's not good. For me, it's not saying they're back. It means it's another step in the right direction. I won't say they're back until they're winning the Big 12. And that might be a year or two. Won't be long, but small steps. Because, got to build the foundation here. To do this, they had to. I know the mess that was left for Coach Fritz. Y'all saw it. We all saw it. The reason why that other staff is gone. But win the night, go to 1-0. If you go to the game, let me know about the new food available, the new concession stands, the new restaurants that are at the stadiums. If you're big time like Joe Mendez and got a suite, let me know about that too. Chime in tonight on Let's Rate Cougs, watching here on the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube, or on Paul Samajama YouTube or Twitter. Final moments. Oh, I posted a few clips, Rex, from Friday's tour on Instagram, and I think Blue Sky, maybe Twitter. Instagram and Blue Sky are my top 2 choices in Threads. Place is awesome. Place is it's just awesome. The facility, I told the people, CJ Mayer, that in charge of construction, oversight, everything, it blew me away. And just from Friday to last night, Wednesday, at the ribbon cutting ceremony, they finished one thing that they told us Friday they were going to work on, and they did. And that was just in a few short days. The facility it's spectacular. The weight room, the car wash, where the players and then, it literally is a car wash, but it's for humans. You walk through and get all the grime and grit and dirt washed off you. Then you can go into hot tub, cool down tub, rehab rooms, infrared room. Oh my gosh, man. It's just so many bells and whistles. The weight room is massive. It's very impressive. And as Eddie Nunez told us, finished on time and under budget. And how often does that happen in today's? So under budget. Hope it pays off. I think it's going to pay off. It's helped. The football players this year are thankful and appreciative of it. That's one thing Eddie Nunez told us, me and Cameron from the Daily Coog last night. That comment is on Instagram and YouTube and Threads as well. It's just the football ops center being completed. Football, the standard has been raised for football. And now it's another step. Get more wins. And then next step, win the Big 12. And then to compete nationally for championship. That's the line. That's the goal. Last thing here. This is about the NCAA. Squeeze this in right here. And Venmo. As college football season kicks off, Venmo is collaborating with the NCAA to help protect student assets, from these unwanted harassments Every member of the Venmo community deserves a safe and respectful experience when they use the app. So we're strengthening the protections we have in place to make it easier for these users to maintain a positive experience. These protections include a reporting hotline. Venmo will offer a dedicated hotline for student athletes and the NCAA to report potential cases of abuse for investigation and identify typologies of athlete harassment on Venmo. Next, student athlete resources. Venmo will provide a best practices guide for student athletes to stay safe on Venmo with details on the reporting hotline. The guide will be distributed directly to student athletes via NCAA channels, including newsletters, emails, and e-learning modules. Athlete account support. Venmo will monitor student athletes' accounts on an ongoing basis to help mitigate an influx of requests based on game performance and work directly with them to implement additional security measures as needed. User education. Venmo will educate users on the possible outcomes of harassing athletes through unwarranted requests to athletes, including potential account closure. A changing landscape. This is where we are. More bets, more bullying. Online harassment has reached unprecedented levels in recent years. Recent research shows that nearly half of U.S. teens and U.S. adults have faced some form of online harassment or cyberbullying, and the trend is only rising. Athletes are feeling this strain more than ever as sports fans and bettors increasingly take their frustrations online. A recent study from the NCAA found that 12% of abusive content aimed at college athletes is linked to sports betting, with nearly 1 in 5, 19% harassment cases in men's football involving betting-related abuse. In some cases, sports fans and bettors will send unwanted payment requests to athletes after losing a bet placed on game performance. People just gambling, then getting angry and pissed off at the athletes for your bet. All right. Throughout the show, you've seen the QR code on the screen. This QR code is for you to scan and become a member of the Houston Roundball Review YouTube membership section. And like I said earlier, as a member, you receive early access to posts. Like I mentioned earlier about the student section for tonight's football game, the largest expected current students in attendance for tonight's football game, the most ever for UH football, is expected for tonight's game against SFA. More UH students are expected to attend tonight's game than even the students who attended the game against the Longhorns 2 years ago. That's a positive going forward. But more details about the YouTube membership, 2 tiers of membership, All League and All World. The All League, $2.99 a month. Early access, 2 new videos, photos, status updates, loyalty badges, emojis. Then All World, $4.99 a month. In addition to those All League perks, members only YouTube shorts, members only videos, and members only live streams. And I'm hoping to have the first members only live stream this Sunday, where I will announce the first perk to the members with one of my sponsors, most likely. I'm not sure what sponsor is going to be. Probably going to be Star Pizza, but it might be another sponsor, and it might be the African Center of Wellbeing. But here are the sponsors who are currently listed in the Houston Roundball Review Business Directory. the African Center of Well-Being. Bayou Beat, Be Elite Basketball, Byron Riley CPA, The Pinto-Leon Law Firm, Pruitt's in the Heights, Star Pizza, Tejas Brewery, United Sports and Entertainment. You should know them because they're the folks putting on the exhibition matchup featuring the Cougs in Mississippi State and the Aggies in Arizona State and the Cougs Auburn game in Birmingham. United Sports and Entertainment. VIP Realty and the Saxenian Family. Email advertise at thehrr.com. Get a listing in the directory. Also includes advertising sponsoring one of my live stream shows. So it could be the Takeover. It could be Let's Talk Houston Rockets. Hoops is right around the corner. It could be Folks Talking Sports. So you get a combo. Advertise in the directory. Sponsor a show. Can't beat a deal. And all that cost is less than $1 a week. $50. That'll do it, everyone. Thank you very much to Joe Mendez, Rex32, CA37, Wanda Polk, Generational Hater, Cougs Our Money. Join me, as I mentioned, after tonight's Houston Cougars football victory over Stephen F. Austin. Join us for Let's Rage Cougs, the post-game show where we're going to talk about the Cougs' victory over SFA here on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel, Pod Slamma Jamma YouTube channel, and Pod Slamma Jamma on Twitter. Wrapping it up. Y'all know how I do it. Subscribe. One more thing. Subscribe to the Houston Roundball Review on YouTube. Subscribe to Pod Slamma Jamma on YouTube. So follow the guys on Twitter as well. Wrapping it up. Since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Everyone, take care. Peace.